Speaking of hate towards somebody else has become the norm. That is called Kalyug. Living in such a time when we go on the opposite direction of falling in love with God and actually getting caught up in duality and having hatred towards people. That becoming normal as a majority is called living in Kalyug. During this time, to fall in love with God is no small thing. Sangat ji, have you ever wondered what it actually means to fall in love with God? Because I know I've had this question come within my mind many of times. To get this question answered, let's listen to a beautiful shabad by Guru Arjan Dev Ji in Tanasri Rag. Satnam Sri Waheguru Saaheb Jee, Tanasri Mahalla Panjwa. जाको हर रंग लागो इस जुग में है, सो कहियत है सूरा, आत्म जण सगल बस ताकै, जाका सतगुर पूरा, ठाकुर गाइयै आत्म रंग, शरणी पावन नाम ध्यावन, सहज समावन संग रहाओ। जन के चरण बस है मेरे हियरै, संग पुनीता देही, जन की धूड़ देहो कृपा निद, नानक कै सुख एही। जन के चरण वस है मेरा हियरै, संग पुनीता देही, जन की धूड़ देहो कृपा निद, नानक का सुख एही। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। संगत जी, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatshah is answering this question for us. And he's saying to us, Jako har rang lago is jug mein hai. Those that fall in love with God, har meaning God, rang meaning love, is jug mein hai, within this age. Age meaning within this age of Kalyug. Kalyug, Sangat ji, simply meaning during this age when so many people are treading and walking on that path of illusion and completely being lost in ego, and that has now started to seem that is the truth. That has become the norm. Somebody, Sangat ji, hating on someone. When we sit down and have a conversation with our friends and family, speaking of hate towards somebody else has become the norm. That is called Kalyug. Living in such a time when we go on the opposite direction of falling in love with God and actually getting caught up in duality and having hatred towards people. That becoming normal as a majority is called living in Kalyug. So Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatshah is saying during this time, to fall in love with God is no small thing. And then they say that so kahiyat hai sura. That person is called a sura, a surma, a warrior that falls in love with God, because it's so difficult. As you know, when you sit amongst your colleagues sitting at work, effortlessly we start cursing other people. Effortlessly we start bringing other people down. Effortlessly we start thinking about how can we rise to the top, and it doesn't matter if we have to trample over somebody else to get to that place. But when our Guru actually said to us that Vidya Vichari ta par upakari. I was having a discussion about this Pangati, Vidya Vichari, with a head teacher of a school, talking about Vidya, Vidya meaning knowledge, education. The Guru is saying to us Vidya Vichari, contemplating and receiving knowledge, contemplating on knowledge, Vidya Vichari ta. The Guru saying, only then you can say, I truly have gained an education when? Par upakari. When you become a par upakari. Par means others. Upakar, Sangat ji, means to help others. When your life becomes of benefit to other people, then you've truly got an education. Otherwise, we are uneducated, Sangat ji. So in this period in life when effortlessly we sit down thinking we are so educated, but when it's not for the benefit of others and it's not of help to others and actually bringing others down, then we're uneducated. That's why we can sit in our high-fly jobs on a table with people that are referring to themselves as being civilized. But Satguru Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Paatshah Ji tell us, Asankh, Malech, Mal, Pakh, Khahe. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Paatshah Ji saying, actually, what does it mean for somebody to be uncivilized? They're saying there's countless people today in this world that Asankh means countless, Malech means to be uncivilized here. And what's happened? Guru Nanak Dev Ji saying that an uncivilized person is actually somebody that is eating dirt. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji isn't referring to somebody that is picking up dirt from the floor and eating it, but he's saying is eating words of dirt. When we speak words within arrogance and bring somebody else down, that's what it means to eat dirt. Pa kya khahe. That asank malech mal pak khahe. Pak, when we speak in such a way, we're eating dirt in that moment. Sangat ji, but we call ourselves educated. And that's what it means to be living in Kal Yug. But then even whilst living amongst all of this, and then somebody still falls in love with God, they are called a warrior. And what does it mean to fall in love with God? In the next Pankti, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatshah Ji answer that saying, Atam Jina. Atam here does not translate to soul, as you may have seen it translated. Atam Sangat Ji here means the mind. Atam Jina. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatshah saying, those that have conquered their mind. Jina means to conquer, to have victory. Atam, over your own mind. Atam Jina Sagal Vasata Ka Sagal. Sagal Sangat Ji means everything, everyone. So here, let's say everything. Sagal Vasata Ka. Vas means to have something under your control. When you have everything under your control, when you've conquered your mind, actually what it means is when you have everything under control, under your control, then you've conquered your mind. But what is this everything? What is Guru Arjan Dev Ji talking about? Atam Jane Sagal Vastake, they are talking about when you have conquered your mind from hating on other people. When you have conquered your mind from having your mind filled with jealousy towards other people. And that's what it means. To be in Kal Yug, to be in this dark age means to be stuck in duality. When there is duality, Parmechar te bhullya vyapan sabbe rog. When we forget that one, when we forget that actually there is only that one. Anek hai, fir ek hai. Actually, there isn't many as we think that we are seeing. The truth is there is only one. Ek hai, anek hai. This anek, countless of what we see, is just a form of that one. Sangat Ji coming back. Atam Jana. From that duality, when we break away from that one, from oneness, then from that comes what? Comes things like hatred. Then come things like jealousy. In oneness, there's no such thing as hatred. There's no such thing as any of these things. Just like Guru Nanak Dev Ji Paatshah described that one to be Nirvair. When we break away from that one, we have Vair. We have enmity. So Sangat Ji, to have Atam Jane Sagal Vastake, I've got these things that had gotten out of control. Within my control now. That enmity doesn't get the better of me anymore. That means I've got victory over my mind. Once I have victory over my mind, And hatred cannot come. I'm just using hatred as one example here. And hatred cannot now come and win me over and sata me and torment me. That means I've fallen in love with God. When I have no hatred towards anyone and anything, I've fallen in love with God. Then you're a warrior. Just like Bhai Kanhaiya Ji. Sangat Ji, Bhai Kanhaiya Ji was that Piara Gursikh of Guru Gobind Singh Ji that went out on that battlefield during the battles of Anandpur Sahib. He was there going round. His job was to go round towards the Gursikhs that had fallen and was wounded, to go and give them water to drink. But Sangat Ji, he was even going across to the enemy. He didn't have any enemies. Guru Gobind Singh Ji didn't have any enemies. Why do I use the word enemies? Those that saw the Guru as an enemy. Those that saw the likes of Bhai Kanhaiya Ji as an enemy. Those are the ones I'm referring to as enemies. Bhai Kanhaiya Ji even went to those that opposed the Guru. Those that had come to attack the Guru, Bhai Kanhaiya Ji is giving them water as well. Why? Because Jako har rang lago is jugam hai so yet hai Surah. He was a true warrior. A true warrior is somebody that has no enmity. He didn't look on the outside. He wasn't caught up in the duality of caste. He did not discriminate. Falling in love with God means when you have no discrimination left within your mind against other people. You don't now treat other people accordingly to their caste. You don't now treat other people accordingly to their color. You don't now treat other people accordingly to the size of their body. You don't treat now somebody accordingly to whether they are educated or uneducated. Sangat Ji, now you see upon all equally. Ek nadar kar vekhe sab upar jeha pao teha phal paiye. That's what it means to fall in love with God. Jaku har rang lago is jug mein hai so kahiyat hai Surah. Bhai Kanhaiya Ji, they don't see the color of that one. They don't even see the religion of that one. Just like Guru Gobind Singh Ji Path Ji say, Kande namastang a majbe. I bow down to that one that is a mazhab, that has no religion. Bhai Kanhaiya Ji isn't seeing that this is a Hindu, this is a Sikh, this is a Muslim, because he is now in love with God. He's seeing the Jot, he's seeing that Sab meh Jot, Jot hai soe, tis de chanan, Sab meh chanan hoye. He's seeing that light of God reflects upon all equally. That's what it means to fall in love with God. When you don't see any of that, when you don't take somebody for the job that they do, when you see a cleaner and you see a CEO of a company and you treat them both equally, that's what it means. You don't now suck up to somebody just because of the role that they have, because they're a CEO. And you don't now speak down to somebody because of the job that they are doing, whether they are a cleaner. No, when you're in love with God, you treat everyone equally, like Bhai Kanhaiya Ji did, and go and give that water to those as well that were fallen, wounded, even though they may have come to attack the Guru. Atam jane sagal vasta hai, jaka satguru pura. And who can do that when they've got a true Guru above their head? When you've got somebody like Guru Gobind Singh Ji, Sache Padshah, then you will be able to get rid of that enmity inside of your heart, and you'll be Jako har rang lago is jug mein. Then you'll be in love with God, Sangat Ji. Thakur gaiye atam rang. Then you'll be singing from atam rang. Atam again, Sangat Ji, remember it means mind. Rang means love. Now you'll be singing to God with the color of love. You won't just be doing a ritual now. I always say this to Sangat, that whenever I sit down and speak, I'll always say that even if you do little, whatever you do in the name of religion, whatever it is, ritual that you follow, it doesn't matter if you do less, but do it with full devotion. Give it everything you've got. You now, when you sing to God, think it doesn't matter, even if I die in this moment, it's okay. That's devotion. Devotion is tan, man, tan, sab saump gur ko hukam manya paiye. Everything you give, your tan, your body, your man, your mind, tan, your wealth, everything you surrender. Thakur gaiye atmarang. Thakur means that master. When you truly, another meaning of that is, when you sing of that one with true love, you don't moan about life. You don't complain about life. That's what it means to be singing with love. Constantly, your complete life becomes a song, Sangat ji. Sharani pavan naam tyavan sahaj samavan sang rahao. This is the rahao pangti. This pangti is the central idea of the Shabad. Sharani pavan. That you remain in the sanctuary of that one constantly. Your mind is absorbed in love of that one. Naam tyavan. You remain focused. Tyavan. You're in constant meditation in the name of that one. What does that mean? There is not your name. There is not my name. Meaning there's not my ego there. There's not me saying I have done this. It's all me. It's saying that it's all you. That if I was able to give water to even that person that has come to attack us, that wasn't I, that was you. Waheguru, because I'm in love with you, even that came from you. That's what it means, that Sharani Pavan Naam, to be meditating on God's name. You can only be meditating either on God's name or my name. My name is being in my ego. That look at me, look how great I am. I'm able to give water to the enemy as well. No, that's my name. But when I'm saying that, giving water to the enemy, this is your grace. You've given me the ability to be able to do that. That's God's name. Naam tyavan sahaj samavan sang with being focused on God's name. What will happen? Sahaj samavan. You'll then immerse into sahaj, into that equipoise, into that just complete balance. Meaning you'll emerge into God. Rahao janke charan vasahe mere here. What do I do then in my life? How do I get to that place? How do I get to that space of Bhai Kanhaiya ji? Then those servants like Bhai Kanhaiya ji ke charan vasahe mere here. Here means my heart. I then enshrine the feet of Bhai Kanhaiya ji within my heart. And what does that even mean to do that? That means I try, I make an effort. I humble myself before him. When you've got somebody's charan in your heart, it means you lower yourself in humility towards somebody's feet and then you follow in their footsteps. That's what it means to have their feet enshrined in your heart. Janke charan vasahe mere here sang punita dehi. Then what happens? Sang with their charan, with their holy feet. When I follow in their footsteps, then what happens? Punita dehi means body, puneet means pure. Then my dehi, then my body becomes pure, meaning my eyes become pure. My eyes don't see an enemy anymore. My ears don't listen that I have an enemy anymore. I don't speak any words that are filled with enmity towards anybody anymore. They become pure. I just see the light of God reflecting within them now. Janki Tood Deho Kirpaa. Then we finish off with an ardas. That hey Waheguru ji, O Akal Purkh, O Creator, O Source of Life. Janki Tood, give me the toodi, give me the dust. Meaning, let me humble myself before these such beautiful beings. Even today, if there is anybody today in this world that is a servant like Bhai Kanhaiya ji, let me have their dust, because even the dust, even that piece of grain, that sand that their feet have touched, that grain of sand will be filled with such vibration of love. If I was to touch that even grain of sand upon my forehead, that could save me as well, because it's filled with vibration of love. Janki Tood Deho Kirpaa Nid. Kirpaa Nid. Nid means treasurer. Kirpaa means that graceful one. Oh, treasure of grace. Meaning, shower me with your grace that I can have the dust of the feet of these great beings, these servants. Nanak keh sukh ehi. That's what's going to give me true happiness. Sangat ji, to fall in love with God means I have no hatred left. I have no jealousy left inside of my heart. I look upon all equally. I treat everyone equally, not bound to their lineage, to their colour, or any of these such things. My head is in their feet and I have love for everything and everyone. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.